Hello everyone. Today we are going to tackle a real world scenario right at the intersection of CCNA and CCNP in core exam. In this multi-protocol environment, our goal is to enable R6 communicate over the internet via ISP. By the end of this video, you will be able to transform R1 and R5 into functional ASBR, while R3 will work as ABR. In this lab, we have already configured the basic IP configuration. So all interfaces have been configured into the given network. Let's jump to the configuration. So let's begin with R1. Is R1 able to communicate over the internet or not? So as I told you, we have just configured the basic configuration on the interfaces. So R1 is not able to communicate over the internet. So what we'll do, we'll configure a static route, IP route 000000000203.0.113.1 next hop address. And let's try. So yes, now we can see that we can access the internet from R1. Our static route is working fine. So let's configure the OSPF config terminal interface G0/0 IP OSPF1 area 0. I'm going to copy this command and I'm going to R2. For R2 enable config T interface range. I'm unable to see the interfaces, so let's enable them. They are 00 and 01. Okay. Interface range G0/0-1 and we'll paste the same command IPOSPF1 area 0 enter. And we are going to do the same with the interface G01 and 00 of router R3. Interface range G0/0-1 and let's paste the same command over here as well. And you can see that interface RG02 is in the area 1. So we are going to configure in the similar way. Exit interface G0/2 IP OSPF1 area 1. Now let's move to router number R4. Enable config T interface range G0/0-1 paste, and I'm going to change the area here, and similarly enable config T interface G0/0 paste area 1. So let's make sure that our OSPF has configured fine. So right now we will make sure that router number 3 has, I think our interface number have created some mess in the topology, so let me disable them again. So now we can see a clean topology, and now we'll configure that router R3 has adopted the role of ABR and other routers have adopted their role according to their configurations. So first what we can do, we can write show IP route OSPF enter. So it has learned the route 4500 via OSPF. Okay, so yes, it's fine because it has already connected with other routes. So 45 is the right thing. So if we see router number 5, it should have show IP route OSPF. So 23 route number 1, 2, 3, and route number 3, 4. But you can see that show IP route the gateway of last resort is not set, which means that R5 is unable to communicate over the internet. So what we can do, what we should do, we should jump into the R1's configuration for the OSPF router OSPF1, and we will use the command default information originate because we have already configured the static route on R1. With this command, this static route is going to advertise over the OSPF network, and you can see that we can see gateway of last resort here. So R5 should also show us. Yes, now you can see it took some time, but now we can see that it is showing that gateway of last resort for R5 is the ABR. So let's try to ping now 8.8.8.8. Now you can see that it can successfully ping over the internet. So our OSPF network is working very fine now. So how can we enable EIGRP to communicate over the internet? First of all, we will configure EIGRP between R5 and R6, and then we will redistribute EIGRP into the OSPF network, and we'll redistribute the OSPF network into the EIGRP. We'll learn the commands. How can we do that? First of all, let's enable EIGRP on router number 5 and router number 6. Config T router EIGRP 100 network 56.0.0.0.0.0.0.255 wildcard mask. EIGRP use the wildcard mask. That's enough. And for R6, enable config terminal router EIGRP 100 network 56.0.0.0.0.0.255. You can see that right after entering the network, you can see that IP EIGRP 100 and neighbor status new urgency is up. So let's add the connected network 10.0.1.0 0.0.0.255. Similarly, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0, and 5.0. We are going to redistribute. R5 is going to work as ASBR. So we have to configure the redistribution. So let's jump into the R5 now. So we are already in the EIGRP. So what we can do, we'll use redistribute OSPF 1 trick. Yes. So if you want to know about the metrics, let me know in the comments. I will explain them in the separate video. They are K values which are required to be provided if you are going to redistribute OSPF into the EIGRP. And now I'm going to router OSPF 1 to redistribute EIGRP network. We need subnets. We have to use these subnet command. So these are the two commands. With the help of these two commands, now our OSPF network shall be able to learn EIGRP network, and our EIGRP network with the help of redistribution OSPF command will be able to learn all the information from OSPF. So let's see the routing table of router number 6 now. Show IP route, and now you can see that for making it easier for you, show IP route OSP EIGRP. So now you can see that we have learned all the routes, and if our R6 router want to ping to the internet, we have provided full access over the internet. So this is a complete lab. I have shown you the configuration. So if you have any question or if you want me to expand this topology, or if you are facing some problem in your real environment, let me know. I'll do the lab for that as well. Thank you for watching.